interest in being here?
Mutual, honestly mutual. And that's the reason I say business is knowing it's more than just somebody's feelings of wanting to be somewhere. So yeah, understanding that will come into play, but feeling like it's mutual.
All right, a lot to unpack here, and we bring in former Cowboy Keyshawn Johnson. Keyshawn, top of the morning to you. Cajun stuffing it is. I heard the draft you guys were doing this morning. That was pretty entertaining. They had a Thanksgiving food draft. It was pretty good. But we'll focus on the Cowboys.
Keyshawn gonna eat now. Keyshawn gonna eat now.
Oh, yeah. He was like an expert in all the food. It was crazy.
No one is a bigger expert than Damian Woody on Thanksgiving.
Oh.
I just want to put that out.
I thought you were going to say
Nobody.
me.
Nobody.
Okay.
Nobody.
Coming to you. Are you surprised the Cowboys are lobbying so hard for OBJ?
The owner is 80 years old. He hasn't won a Super Bowl in a long, long time. He's won one playoff game since Jimmy Johnson left or since Barry Switzer left. This is the greatest bubble in the room. This is a great prize. He wants to get a little enthusiasm going. He's getting all his players to recruit. The last thing the Dallas Cowboys need is Odell Beckham. They have found an identity. They're running the football. They have
what is this dude talking about?
No, they don't need Odell Beckham. No way.
Let him finish his thought. Go ahead.
Why?
Go ahead,
They
dog.
just come off a 40-3 blowout against Minnesota. They're 7-3, and now we're going to bring Odell Beckham into the mix and change the identity of the team. Let him run the ball and play defense, and let Dak be a game manager.
Yeah.
That's got him to be 7-3. You bring Beckham in, you bring all sorts of distractions to the party. And Jerry Jones is the guy that's making this happen. It is a mistake.
Oh my God!
There you go.
I am doing first take with Vince Lombardi.
I was about to say, what is this, 1949?
What the hell are you talking about?
They don't need
Go
him.
ahead, Keyshawn. Get him. I'll follow up. Go ahead, Keyshawn.
you
Floor
guys
is yours.
don't-
You said they don't need him because they need to run the football and just play defense. They
That's what they do.
absolutely need a third receiver. What are you talking about? It's like the Buffalo Bills are trying to get him. I guess the Buffalo Bills don't need him either.
Different team.
Like Green Bay's out of the mix. They don't need him. The Rams wish they had him right now. I wouldn't be shocked if the Chargers try to go get him, but he's going to a team that makes sense if that's where he's going. The Dallas Cowboys. Adding Odell Beckham, I'm assuming he's going to be healthy at the middle to the end of December, okay? He gets in the mix at some point in time soon to learn the offense. The culture is not a problem. Players like OBJ, maybe people that are in New York, a certain audience of New York fans, don't really like him because how he left, but can play. Did you see what happened when he left Cleveland and went to the Rams? The Rams turned into a different team. He was on his way to becoming the Super Bowl MVP until he tore his ACL. On top of that, he brings leadership in the locker room, regardless to what people in the media might think. The players gravitate to him. He has what they call snack, crackle, pop. That's why players are reaching out to him. They ain't reaching out to him for no damn Jerry Jones. They reaching out to him because they know that he's going to help this team potentially win a title.
No, they're
what are you
reaching
talking
him because
about?
Jerry Jones wants him in the worst way. That's
They
why they're
all
reaching out
want
to
him in the worst way, but they not doing it under the instructions of Jerry Jones.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
No, they're
Jerry
not.
Jones, Jerry Jones
Doggy,
wants
no,
this.
they're not.
He's 80. Yes, they are. Jerry
And
wants this in the worst
even
way.
if they were, why do you think Jerry Jones wants him? You
because
think Jerry Jones
always wants these kind of
you,
players.
you think
That's
Jerry
what
Jones wants
always
him to
does.
You think
He
Jerry
always
Jones
wants
wants him
these
to sell
guys.
tickets, Doggy? Is it to sell tickets? Because the stadium is always sold out. So that's not a problem. Does he want it because he needs to be on Monday Night Football? Well, they're already on Monday Night Football all the time. Does he want him because it's going to make the star look bigger? The star is already biggest in the NFL. So why does he want him? Because he can help the team win, Stephen A. That's why.
Well, first of all, don't say Stephen A. because I completely agree with you. We ain't no disagreement here. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, I say Stephen A. because I threw it to you.
I
did Molly's job.
I got you. There you go. Somebody needs to. Yeah, but here's the point. Here's the point, y'all. Here's the point. First of all, a couple of things. Number one, all right, you might be confusing Jerry Jones with Daniel Snyder. That's the kind of thing he tries to do, but that's a different subject for another day.
No one's comparing those.
No. I'm talking about in terms of bringing names to a franchise.
Oh.
Let me say that even though obviously T.O. was in Dallas and all of this other stuff, here's the deal, y'all. A couple of things y'all need to understand. Number one, Odell Beckham Jr. would make him better. Number two, Keyshawn's absolutely right. He is beloved by a lot of players. Now, you might have some people in New York that are resentful, but the fact of the matter is the Giants organization were idiots for letting him go. He didn't break any laws. he was a distraction because he had an attitude. Give me a break. The fact of the matter is why you struggled all of these years until Dable arrived, okay? Because you didn't have players, all right? That's number 2. Number 3, I still say, even though I completely agree with Keyshawn Johnson and not you, doggy, y'all are missing the big angle. Dallas Cowboys, what you clamoring for OBJ for? I thought you had enough. I thought y'all were already destined for the Super Bowl, according to Jerry Jones. I mean, you got Dak Prescott, don't you? You got CeeDee Lamb, don't you? Michael Gallup's no scrub, right? Noah Brown proved he could play, right? Schultz at the tight end spot, right? Pollard for whenever Ezekiel Elliott can't go for you, right? And on the defensive side of the ball, ain't Micah Parsons the second coming of LT in the modern day era? DeMarcus Lawrence is no scrub. Trayvon Diggs is one of the elite corners in football. The defense, when they put you in pass situations, can't they get at the quarterback practically better than anybody? Didn't they just bum rush a team with the top of the best record in the National Football League in Minnesota? Beat them out. I mean, beat them like they stole something, okay? 40-3. Didn't that just happen? What you need OBJ for? What you need it for?
It's called going all in. It's what the LA Rams
It's called
did.
going all in. Let me tell you something right now. Well, the Rams needed him. The Rams
and
needed
they
him.
won.
Remember, Robert Woods went down and what have you. You know,
Yeah,
they had
they
some
lost
questions.
Amari Cooper.
I understand that. The fact of the matter is, in the end, if you're the Dallas Cowboys, you're supposed to have everything else. You're supposed to have everything in place. So what you need it for? You need it for because you know what can go wrong will go wrong.
Oh, God.
And
Here you go.
And you're trying to insulate yourself. You're the Dallas Cowboys, once again, you're trying to insulate yourself while stealing headlines, doing whatever it is that you do. We get it. We understand. You know how pathetic it is for that Dak Prescott sitting up there. Yeah, we need him. I mean, he can really help this team. Give me some additional weapons.
course
You got
you
2
need
receivers.
him.
Two times this year, a receiver caught for more than 100 yards. Just 2 of their 10 games. That's it.
Hey.
You all right? Evidently, you don't have enough. You don't have enough.
Listen,
and that's what's going on.
Hold on, Keyshawn.
I love it.
You're
Yeah,
Stephen A. Smith, and what'd you do? You recruited 2 Cowboys receivers on this show.
What are you talking about?
Keyshawn Johnson and Michael Irvin.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Keyshawn and the Cowboy. He won the Super Bowl with Tampa Bay.
Thank God you said that because I was going there. But the
I
point
know
is,
you was.
those are my boys.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
And look who you
I
recruited.
recruited him too. This is my guy. Even though I don't know what the hell is wrong with him half the time.
Hold on now.
This is my guy.
Yeah.
They were up 28-14 to Green Bay. The defense lost the game. If they won that game, which they should have, they would be 8-2.
Yes.
They would be a game back of the Eagles.
Yes.
They run the ball great. Dak doesn't have to do too much.
They don't need him.
That's not right. It's Roger Staubach. You were right about it being. You knew that Hembo was going to go to Cowboys Giants on this day. You got to think like Hembo. He went directly to the matchup of the great Roger Staubach. So that's one question for Dominique. Let's see if he can answer some more.
I don't know the question you're trying to ask. Be better tomorrow.
I'm not answering this. That's a clown question, bro.
Next. Mike, why are you in such a bad mood? What do you care?
What else do you want to know?
Next question.
Next question.
Next question. Next question.
I'm not going to answer any questions from you.
Answer my question! The question, jerk!
All right, here we go. This time there are no wrong answers from Dominique Foxworth. I have a series of hard-hitting, provocative questions, and he's going to answer them. Let's start with this. We got Michigan, Ohio State for all the marbles this weekend. Got us to thinking, what is the best rivalry in the NFL right now?
I think it's got to be Cowboys-Eagles because rivalries are about stakes, and right now the stakes in that matchup are really high. You can go back to like Ravens and Steelers, but though that matchup is going to be intense, I don't feel like the stakes are going to be nearly as high as this divisional matchup between the Cowboys and Eagles. They may be playing for the 1 seed in the NFC, and with the history that these teams have, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm with that. The only other one I was thinking of was maybe Bills-Chiefs. I feel like has become like one of those statement games and could decide a lot, but I'm with you on that one. All right, next. Which coach-quarterback tandem from the NFC do you trust the most in the playoffs? We have lost Dominique. I've finally done it. All these years, I've tried so hard to ask questions that would just put him into such a tizzy that he literally couldn't move, that we actually did it. He is now frozen in place, and look at him. Look at the suffering that he is doing. All right, I think we got it.
I don't know what's going on.
Which coach? This is a
I
very
think I got
dated reference.
Pete Carroll and Geno Smith.
Oh, Pete Carroll and Geno Smith. Tell me why.
Yeah, I mean, I think Pete Carroll's led this team to the Super Bowl on a couple different occasions, so you have to give him respect there. And Geno Smith is playing as well as just about anybody in football. I think you could look at some other quarterbacks or other coaches, but it feels like there's a little bit of question mark. If you look at Tom Brady, the coach situation is not nearly as solidified as Pete Carroll is in Seattle.
All right, fair enough. And then let me give you one more here. Our Football Power Index says the likeliest Super Bowl matchup is Cowboys-Chiefs. So I'm telling you right now, one of those two teams, but not